Good morning, good evening, hello, it's Lucian. I'm back for a new cast, and I had the idea to get a very old replay. Very old, it means it was the 11th of February 2014, so more than 2 weeks ago. So many things happened since this date. We became older, but we still like good replays, so I think this replays has to be casted by someone. So as no one did it yet, I will try, and I hope I will succeed. Yeah. So I had some feedbacks for the two first casts. It was kind from most of the people. So funny comments, but continue to give your feedbacks. I try to improve, but like the English, when you suck, you can't become good in 2 days or 2 weeks. I will try to improve, but it could take some time. So for this game, here is our beautiful map, very beautiful. We are lucky. We have some sea. It's a little river. It's called Forbidden Pass. It's the balanced version. Well, not balanced, but the finished version where the cliffs are changed. Also, I think one or two mechs have been moved. Very complicated map. I'm not very good on this map, but that's why I hope that like we will take the time now to try to check what can make someone win on this map. Most of the time it's tech to air, which if you have air supremacy, it's very strong because you don't care about the ocean. Well, it's not really an ocean, it's more a little river, but planes can cross the river. So we have our dear Petricpwnz, renamed Pachriko. Maybe he has eaten a little too much tacos, I don't know, here. So that's the player we will follow. He's not playing a lot those times, but he's like one of the revelation of FAF. He's quite a new player, and he managed to reach a very high level. On he has his own style, so it's always very cool to watch the replays of Pachriko. Well, I won't say too many good things about him because after he will come and see me and say, "Hey, that was cool." No, I want to stay someone horrible. Otherwise, it's not fun anymore. His opponent, Zock. We were in his point of view on the previous replay, so it's like a continuation. We will now face Zock instead of trying to follow what he's doing. In general, Zock is stronger than Petric. However, Petric, like, he's still part of the top 10, and in the top 10, nearly all players can win any other player. So he's making a second air, very interesting. Once again, 2 minutes 20 seconds, and it's already starting weird. 5 pigeon second air. Why? Because check here. I still don't have the tool, I'm so sorry. But he reclaimed a lot of energy. You can see the power of power that you can get by reclaiming him. So those early reclaim, it helped him a lot. So you can see it's very interesting, the power balance, because he's sending Scout, then Bomber, and then Interceptors. Why? Because Scout and Bombers are not as expensive as an Interceptor in energy. So because he's making a greedy build order with very few pigeons and rushing the Hydro at the same time, he maybe couldn't afford for Interceptor first. As well, he will probably have air before his opponent. You can see 5, 6, 7 pigeons for Zock's build order. So he will have the bomber before the enemy interceptor, which is the case. He's trying, I don't know if it's wanted or not, but he's trying to get the attention of the interceptor so he can send the bomber and make some kills. But as you just saw, it wasn't only for this, it's also that it allowed him to focus on the engineers. And no time to dodge because there's no radar for the moment. Oh, micro gestion, you can see. Fail, but it's okay. And oh, 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 I have. Check this out. So close. So close. He managed to give an angle to his interceptor to be just behind and then put his full DPS on the interceptor. And the interceptor nearly died before the bomber. I let you imagine the consequences if the bomber had survived. It was like an half of a second. He could, you saw here, there's an engineer we just saw, he could continue and deny all these expansions for only few HPs of the bomber. So very interesting. Then he has only one NG on the power production. It's not enough for this map, but it will probably change quite fast. I guess this NG will help. I hope. I don't know. I don't know what is his strategy exactly. But then he's sending 2 other bombers. And Hydro here. Yeah, I never think about having the Hydro. But this second one, it's not that hard to defend actually. Most of the time you manage to get your units. So, second attack with bomber. As long as it's okay. As you know, Seraphim bomber, it's the best of the Tech 1 bombers. And then he's sending another here, just to deny the expansions. So you see, it's that important that he's ready to send 3 bombers only to deny the south. And also kill the build power. It hurts a lot, you have to know it hurts a lot. And if he manage to get this engineer, it will hurt even more. Because if you slow the expansions and you slow the power production, check this. Excellent dodge. I missed the beginning of the moves, but excellent dodge thanks to this scoot. Little scoot here, which gave the visio. And then, it's locked. So for the moment, I would say very good start for Pachriko, which is starting way better. So he will lose this tank, but it's okay, he has 2 tanks, it's enough to defend this engineer. Which survived. Oh. Did it launch something? No. Okay, so that's a hero engineer, but he spent a lot of energy to survive. And then it's always a dangerous place because you know that some tanks will be raiding quite soon. But for the moment, he killed the south expansion and he saved his north expansion. So advantage to Pachriko. Now, it's weird to call him that way, Pachriko. It's Petricpwnz. But yeah, for the moment, you saw this air war, which was also assisted by land, few raids. And during this time, the common strategy here is to get this base. As you can see, he crossed the rocks. It's possible with units. Well, don't try it with a monkey lord. It could be locked, but with an ACU or engineers, it's absolutely possible. And then, depends of your economy, because he's very on the edge. Like, he's not a lot power stalling, now a little more, but it will be reduced very soon. Like now, puff. But he can't really. Oh, he's okay. So you see, the PD is already cost effective. Otherwise, Zock's ICU would have worked and probably deny the factories. And here he's sending an engineer, but it's spotted. Like, first reaction, if Petric knows that the enemy ICU is here, it means that he's not on the south. So he has to be sure that Zock won't have those 4 mexes. So that's, for me, a second good point for Pachriko here. As he managed to get this front base on Zock's side, and he denied the potential expansion that Zock could have. Concerning the spam on the economy, you can see 8 minutes or maybe even a little better, he starts his first tech to max. He couldn't before for simple reasons. He had not the energy to afford it, or neither the mass, and he needed the units. Also, he's only spamming on 4 Tech 1 factories. It's not a lot. It's not a lot, but it's not all in. That's why he is able to get this Tech 2 max. If you check his opponent, Zock already has his Tech 2 max, and it looks to be more or less the same quantity of Tech 1 spam. And you can see the issue, but he's late. Imagine, it makes 2 minutes that Pachriko is getting some mass from those 4 maxes. So even if Zock will finally get those, it's quite late. And I missed that, but he killed the engineer once again, so it's only 1 max. The most important is that the maxes are built, but look at what's coming. It will be hard to defend. However, good timing. You can see it was finished maybe 10 seconds ago. A lot of players would have crushed all their spam in the Tech 1 PD though, but Zock, he checked before what he's about to attack. Finally, yeah, you can see the slight advantage of Seraphim on this map is that RT can cross the river, but RT is not, it's quite an open map, not very turtle, so if you make too many RTs, it could have hurt a lot. This one will hurt a lot. Check the HPs. No, is it dodged? 1 to the shot. But if 5 Mantis receive a shoot of Bomber, which is 2,250 HPs, it's like if the bomb had made 1,250 HPs. But even if it's splitted on the HPs of different units, it's still 1,200 damage with only 1 bomb. Okay, so it's well defended here. Be careful, Petric, don't give too many reclaim to your opponent. Still very good. You can see. You have to know Petric is a very high APM player. He's able to have an incredible multitasking, which is quite often a huge advantage, but sometimes it can be also a disadvantage. As clicking everything, it can slow your unit. Sometimes only 1 click, but in the good direction, is the best. But I have to stop talking about less important things, because Tech 2 Air is on the way, 10 minutes mark, a lot of build rate, and it was first Tech 2 NG to directly start the Tech 2 Pigeon. Why? Because of course you could continue to get some Tech 1 Pigeon, but it's less mass effective. For the same mass, you will have more energy with Tech 2 Pigeons. And since the beginning, he's not all in his game, so he will have no reason to start being all in. On map control, absolutely splitted. You can see he has absolutely 50% of the map, no more, no less. Before, yeah, on the older versions there were 2 maxes here, now only 1. But yeah, it doesn't change totally the map. You can see 3 Tech 2 maxes for Zock. You have to check that all the time. We don't see Tech 2 Air here, but it doesn't mean that he doesn't have it. And you can see the micro. Will he focus? Yeah, it looks like he will focus the gunship. No, he stopped focusing it because he saw that he can have air supremacy. So dangerous point for Petric. Even yeah, he's losing air. So losing an air battle like that, it's very, very annoying. He managed to deny this. It was a little ambitious from Zock, I think, to think that he would be able to maintain this position. Of course, it would have been very interesting, and would have been make this expansion safe. But it's not the case. He should switch here to get a few anti-air, or maybe just the planes will arrive on time. I didn't see Tech 2 land for now. Doesn't seem. And you can see few red here, intercepted. Weird Mantis. It's like a 8-leg Mantis. I was about to make a bad joke about those two monkeys having a good time, but no, it's a cast. Some young players can watch that, so it's not a good place. Oh, you can see, still in the last 5 minutes he didn't power stall, and he's about to get it. So if he managed to get his tech to pigeon just when power stalling, then that's the best eco managing you can get. And believe me, it's really hard to do. Ah, little power stalling. He's denying the maxis, that's all he wants. The first air fight was very close. So I can imagine that Zock wants to be sure to win the next one, because he won the first one, but it was still close. Okay, it should not kill this max. Very, very even at the moment. Oof. Yeah. The angle of attack was better from Zock, so for this reason he easily won this fight. Okay, he lost those maxes. That's still a big loss because it takes a long time to send an engineer. Then you can see Petric very exposed. It's now 13 minutes game. He doesn't have a close radar visio. You can see here it can be anything. He is not able to know it. And if he want to retreat on this PD, it's a fake PD as you can see, so it won't help him a lot. Oh, good interception of the drop, but it could land just on time. Very good drop. You can see you don't need hover units when you're good like that. You just need to not be lazy on drop. So the flag or the engineer, who will... Okay, the engineer will die. You saw this kind of details that you are having all your game, but you will still check that there's one engineer to kill before you will lose your gunship. So he will micro to kill the engineer. Or here it's becoming very dangerous. Although still not fourth tech to max from Zock. What about the economy? He's having his fourth now. And if we check, even if it's not interesting, but here you can see the advantage in the income from Petricpwnz. And what's that? Okay, it's gonna ECU, that's why. I was excuse me. I was thinking the shot was coming from far. Okay, gonna ECU. Why not on this map? If it allows him to deny this, it will be 100% cost effective. He doesn't need to have 80 kills on his ECU to make a gun upgrade cost effective. But if he can get a part of the map control with his ECU, it will be great. Ooh, one of my favorite units of the game, the Wagner. It's fast, it's sneaky, it goes underwater. So even with good radar coverage, as you can see, very good radar coverage, Wagners are not able to be seen underwater. And oof, yeah, big assault here. Zock is a little out of position, but maybe he was relying, yeah, to get some tech to PDs here, but he had to split his spam. We can understand, like, he's now wanting to have this base, also because he lost this one, but with gun ICU on few artists, he scooted, he should know it was enough. But yeah, as we said, he's afraid of tech to air, and he has right to be afraid of this. But this is a big loss, very big loss. You can feel it in the income. So he's killing very fast the maxis, but when you have some tech to gunships and you don't have flags soon, you're scared, yeah. You can see drop off NGs to get the reclaim as fast as possible, and yeah, he doesn't have the choice, he has to engage an airfight. But I expected more planes from Zock, and then now he's able to defend, of course. It's really unclear who has air right now. But you that's incredible. Like those players, they rebuild instantly and they are destroying instantly. It's like non-stop action. You can see I can't have a little break. Like my voice will die soon. And then he's having his chicken boats on flags because he knows that it will be bad not to use hover flags when you have those, especially on a map like that. And still some manual focus everywhere, it's crazy. He lost a radar somewhere, I think. And then he has gun upgrade as well. Perfectly timed. I had not the time to talk about it, but I saw it was assisted by 3 engineers here underwater. So he had his upgrade save, and now he's able to get a Tech 2 factory on front. It's not an expensive one. He has the HQ here, and then he's on 4 Tech 2 maxis, 5th one here, and what really impressed me, Tech 2 drop here. It will hurt a lot. What really impressed me is that his energy is so well balanced. He managed to spam a ton of air and not power stalling at all. Then you can see it's the same Tech 2 NGs that made few TMDs to be sure to stay safe of TML, but this is very scary. Why? Because all his chicken boats have been dropped on the opposite of the map. You can see the disposition. Most of the chicken boats are on the soup, so they have to do big damages. Because when you see this kind of army with Wagners who will tank and Mantis will have the DPS, it's very scary. So what he has to do, I think, yeah, you can see he's starting some Tech 1 PDs here on here, but you see, when he's under pressure like that, it's on this kind of moment that he's having some mass issues, and his income is quite wounded now. But not only, you can see Zock, during all the game, he made some some cross of the rivers to defend one time this place, one time this place, so it was quite interesting. But this, we will really focus on this assault, because it could hurt a lot Petric. I don't know if there's a lot of artillery inside, but it could really kill a part of the base. You can see this Tech 2 maxis. He won't even try to defend it, it's impossible. It looks 4 Wagners, 2 chicken boats, it's even. It's not even in numbers, but in mass, and in DPS, and in HPs. But with all the Mantis, I think the chickens will die. Ooh, 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 ooh. Poof. Okay. That's ballsy. But that's genius. To defend his base, when you have a gun ICU that's not... that's very well played. 1 PD, he's taking some more to be sure. He can overcharge the Wagners. Of course he will lose this one, but look at the reclaim he received. And he will manage to kill those. During this time, in 2014, yeah, you can see Zock still defending. Both players are using their ICU offensively to defend. Offensively to defend, it's a little weird, okay. But I think you understood me. So he won some reclaim, which is more than the mass of the Tech 2 max. So he's not losing on this place, but he lost the north expansion. So it's very back and forth. Like one time an air fight, one time an assault, one time trying to deny an expansion. And most of the players never take the time to scout in this kind of pressure game, but Petric will do. So still very even, but the fact is Zock can't afford to stay here. He'd like to build few factories to upgrade those to Tech 2 and have 1 or 2 flags, so then Tech 2 PDs. Oh! Okay, so Petric is coming back on front. Okay, after a successful defense. You can see 19 kills, but it was some very strategic kills, so... Oof. Oh, for the first time in the game, I think that Petric will win the air fight. It looks like. You can see we are piloting a little interceptor. Are we winning the fight? I hope my plane won't die. No, it didn't. Cool. So let's see. It's hard to continue to be serious on playing with the tools of the replay. But here, few chickens. He's using the range, you can see. He's not crushing those. He spotted the gunships, so he will directly attack those. What is the order? Is it? It was an okay. It was an attack order this way, but he saw those and it was in the range, so they turned out and then at this moment, yeah, good use of transport. You can see good use of reclaim. With transport, you can recover your expansions lost so fast, so it's very cost effective even if you have to pay for. It's nearly trolling Zock. Like to take his mechs is so close to the main base, but this attack is very dangerous. What you'd love to kill when you see that is of course the Tech 2 Pigeon, but I don't know if he will have time. The flak is here, the NTs are focusing the gunships. Yeah, Tech 2 Pigeon is safe. But Petric has more than 50% of the map control now. He will finally kill the last unit here. Yeah, during those first 20 minutes it was very even. Now, at this level, comebacks are really rare. It's like you never see comebacks at this level, except if one of the players does a very big mistake. Okay, that's a cool fight. He won't kill the ACU anyway, so why not focusing this RT? Yeah, it looks very good for Petric at the moment. So he's having a better mass income, you can see a lot of reclaim, so he's having some more Tech 2 mexes. He could have this one. I think, yeah, he has this one, very exposed. How will he use this advantage? Because maybe the few units managed to kill the NGs, so they denied the north expansion one more time. And you can see Zock is using transport as well, because time is money. It works especially on subcom. Time, it's like the third resource, but actually it's the most important resource. So I think, yeah, that's how he's invest. I was just saying, how will he invest his advantage? How will he use it? Petricpwnz is the answer. It's his choice. It's a dangerous choice because, as you know, Seraphim Petricpwnz is not very good. But if he managed to maintain his advantage, he could just get a good eco growing and then spam autumns quite everywhere. Also, autumns can cross rivers, so it will be a strong force. Concerning air, well, still very even. There were 4 or 5 air fights. Petric, he now has Tech 2 upgrade with gun, so it's making 16,000 HP's ACU, but I'm not sure he really wants to go alone like that. Yeah, one overcharge, but it's very... He's crazy. No! Because I think Zock can lock his ACU if he managed to put some Wagners beside. And look at how the HPs are decreasing fast. Yeah. It was very risky. At this stage of the game, you can't really afford to use your ACU a lot as an attack, except if you have, for example, nano repair or an upgrade like that. But even if you have nano repair, you always use your ACU. What? Transport killed, excellent. Second transport he kills like that, just to delay the recovery of Zock. So don't be worried for Petric. The torpedo of the Wagner is very low, so it should not hurt him a lot. Will he have PD on time? Probably not. So one chicken won't be enough to defend against the Wagners. 2 PDs, still very close, very even. We will see who's the winner of that. He sent some NGs, actually both players sent some NGs. They are thirsty, they want more energy, more mass, but you can see, still not 0. Excellent eco managing. And still no energy stalling. This is even more crazy. I know that certain players are very good at eco managing, and especially for managing the energy. And they say, yeah, the 1v1 players, they waste energy all day long. But you can see not all the players, Petric and probably Zock as well, have very good eco management. Few harass from both sides, but actually we are having our break. It's not a break, but compared to 3 minutes before, it's a break. Oh, that's dangerous. Okay, it's a full HP tech to transport. And where does he wants to go? Okay. But if he loses his first 2 atoms, first it will announce to his opponent, hello, I'm tech free, so do what you want, but I'm tech free and I give you this information. What? He wants to drop in the enemy base. Why not? I thought he will try to get some of the on the front or to kill the tech to mexes. No. It's not spotted yet. Oh, here he missed the transport. He could have killed it, but not fast enough. What will he do? Probably the tech to pigeon. Yeah, he's killing. Okay. He has the 2 HQs here. Losing the HQ could be the big problem, but first he did well by killing the energy. Or, okay, he's sending those. Why? Because with those Wagners, he's not sure to win the fight. He will see it because he's still fighting those. If he wins, oh no, he decided to focus the HQ and it paid off. Okay. So that's a big problem for Zock. I don't know how he will do. It's one of the worst things that can happen to you is to lose your HQ. Okay, an attempt of raiding to get a tech to mix. That's how you have to use the Wagners. Especially Petric doesn't have a sonar, so he can't see those coming. And that's in. Look at the expansions. And look at the economy. Zock, while being attacked here, he still managed to attack all the other expansions. His ACU is now in danger. Of course, he has energy, so he's able to overcharge. And I'm sure he will do. Or not. But you can see that Petric's economy is now quite weak, even if he has storage around the mexes. And of course he's able to produce some atoms, but I don't know if we can call this a mistake. But I think once you reach a technology, it's no more cost effective to continue to build the lower technology. So building chicken bots at this stage of the game, when you already can build some tech free, I think it's not the best use of your mass. Okay, he killed a factory. If he manage, no, he won't. Or maybe not. That's very close. That's very close. No. Very few HPs. Okay, and I think this is game this time. He managed to introduce few units in his base. He killed few Tech 1 pigeons, but not mechs. Look at this mechs. It's on the way to Tech 3. He probably saw it. It's not moving like the other ones, so it's and you can see it's nearly Tech 3. It had. I saw the 8000 HPs during 1 second. I think it's the worst that could. I said the worst was to lose the HQ. Actually, losing maybe 90% tech free mechs is even worse. So, okay. Zock's economy is now destroyed, we can say it, because no more energy, because no more mass. He has a ton of reclaim, but even if he's using it, he won't have the possibility to use it. I'm not even sure. He made a new HQ, but it's a tech 2 HQ, he has to face some tech 3 units. And lol. Okay. I'm glad that he's happy. That's very good. Constant reclaim here. That's why he's not mastering. And now we can say that Petric has a real air supremacy. So he instantly switched to gunship. And I didn't talk about this because I didn't find the time. But this Tech 2 Air Factory switched maybe 10 times from gunships to interceptors, from gunship to interceptors, and it was not random numbers that were given. It was really to try to get the air supremacy. Oh, he can focus the ACU. He can focus the ACU. He definitely can focus the ACU. There's no overcharge, I guess. He kills the base. So Zock has to go. He has to go some underwater. But with one storage, he could have just kill all those tombs. Now he's splitting those just to be sure to not lose the 4 on the same time. But few minutes ago, it was nearly possible to kill 4 tombs with an overcharge. I won't tell you that it will make Zock back in the game, because he really had too much wounded, I don't know the word. But yeah, now it's just a question of time. I don't know how long they will fight, but it's over. As I said, it was over at 22 minutes, at 21, 22 minutes. Then it was only maybe an attempt. You have to continue to play at any level, is very important, because you will probably lose 20 games that you already lost, but on the 21st game, suddenly your opponent will make a mistake and you will be just able to come back. After, maybe you will lose after a comeback, but that's how you have to see things. That if you are behind in economy or in army, you have to wait for a mistake from your opponent. And you can try to create the mistake on your opponent. Like, if you try some sneaky stuff, like, you can fake a lot of things on Subcom. You can fake to have, for example, to launch an attack but not launching it. You can fake a lot as well with those fake Tech 2 PDs. Believe me, it works at any level. And by faking, you can create mistakes. But for an equal level opponent, without mistake, you can't come back in the game. That's just mathematics, as the eco growing in this game is exponential, and the time won't help you. I'm not really. I don't manage to express what I really want to explain here, but what you have to understand is that if you have behind, more the game will last, and worse it will be for you. Except if you manage to create a mistake. That's what Zock tried during 96%. That's what Zock tried during nearly all the second part of the game. He succeeded in few parts, like denying some expansions. There were even a moment I think that Zock had a better map control than Petric, but the advance was too strong. And this advance, as I said earlier, he translated this advance in a tech-free fast land, which paid off with those balls he drops. As well, he even earned some time, like he managed to hurt with his tech-free land faster than he was supposed to do, thanks to this drop. Because a unit that you produce, you pay for this unit. But it's cost effective when it deals damages. So faster it deals damages, and more cost effective your units will be. It's all about earning more than what you will lose. Yeah. So complicated for a late afternoon. That was a complicated game. As you can see, there were no major mistakes from those two players. But if in one sentence we have to tell why Zock lost this game, in my opinion, it was at the very beginning when the bombers killed this expansion and killed 2 or 3 engineers here. At this moment, Zock lost the before the two players were totally even. Both had good build orders and all, but when he lost those engines, he started to be behind, but very slightly. But it was the beginning. Then he sent his ACU on a side where the PD from Petric was built just on time. So second point where he probably lost the game was on this expansion. Yeah. and 25 minutes later, the difference that was very slight at the beginning became huge and allowed him to win the game, I think. After some comebacks from both players, of course. But yeah, that was interesting. So thank you for listening, and I hope to see you for another cast. Yeah.